Well, hello, my spooky friends. It is Stacy, and welcome to Special Effects Makeup on a Budget. And today, as you can tell, I'm dressed up as Beetlejuice with a little bit of glam. I wanted to celebrate the new movie coming out because I absolutely loved the original movie. And V. Neal worked on this. She kept the makeup fun and whimsical, and I always enjoy it. It's always a favorite to watch around spooky season, just a comfort movie for me. So I am going to go see the movie at the theaters, but I will not be wearing this. But I do have a lot of things that are going. I'm having a spinal block soon, so I don't have a lot of time to separate the videos intro and outro, so you might see this a couple more times. But let me know if you are going to see the movie and what was your favorite part about it. And if you want to see how I got this look, just hang out with me for a little bit and let's get to it. To begin, I need to make some mold for this look, so I'm using some fur. You might have recognized this. It is the fur that I used for the beard in my leprechaun look. I am using a water-based paint so I can actually wash this and reuse it for something later, but I'm using a brush that has plastic bristles. This is going to be the best way to move the paint through the fur, and according to Michael Keaton himself, he got the idea that this is to be mold because he was buried underground for so long. So a lot of people use moss from the floral department, which also works, but this works just as well. This paint comes from Walmart and it's under $3. For my eyes, I'm using a Milani eyeshadow primer because I want all the tools to skate across the eyelid so I have a good foundation that's smooth. And while that is drying, I go in with the color from the Pomade. This is the LA Color Browy Wowie Kit. I like the color, so in order to start my eyebrows without them being too different, I start on the tail end, work my way up into the center, and then slowly go in toward the inner corner. This is going to stop them from looking big and blocky. I then use some translucent powder to set my eye primer. With my Shop Miss A guides, I used my lettering to make sure that each side stays even. That's one thing I do love about these. For my transition shade, I'm using the Colourpop's Good as Gold Brown in the color Digging You to butt that in to the crease right above my natural hooded area of my eyelid. A transition shade helps me blend all the other colors that come into play. For my crease color, I am using my Glamlite's wine palette in the color Malbec, and I am buffing that in, taking the transition shade but also lowering it onto the other half of the crease in the eyelid as well. In order to darken up the area for the wing eyeliner, I go in with the color Vintage, which is a purple mixed also with the blue, just to darken it up and into the crease. My brushes get smaller to increase saturation. I am using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for my cut crease, and I'm using a flat round tip brush to apply it. The best way to do a cut crease, if you're not used to it and you have hooded eyes, is to tap that product over the pupil of the eye and blink so that it transfers above that crease. Now you can increase this to be higher, but because I didn't go very high with the purple, I still needed that cut crease to cut through the purple, and the tip of the brush is going to keep the shape and allow you to just drag the concealer out to make the wing. If you are still struggling with cut creases, I have a full tutorial in detail about cut creases I will link into the description below. I decided on this style of cut crease to be more beginner friendly because I hope more people are fans of the movie and want to do this look for Halloween. For my cut crease color, I'm going in with the color Utopia from the Saints, Angels, Sinners Cosmetics line. And the palette is called Follow Your Dreams. This was also curated with the help of my friend Smeek Baranda, and we did a collaboration for the Aurora Borealis lights, but I just love it. It's foiled and it's nice and it doesn't have a lot of fallout. And going in with my Essence matte liquid eyeliner to carve out and make these wings. Now I built up slowly because this is a flat felt tip brush and I'm using this instead of watercolors because it goes over glitter, multi-chromes and shimmers a lot easier than water. Plus also going in with like a VC Beauty retro liner in white called Skate Date. It is a water liner, so I didn't want these colors to bleed together because it stripes and it's so distinct from the sandworms and from the outfit that Beetlejuice wears. So I decided to use a cosmetic eyeliner instead of a water only eyeliner. And I go in and I create my lines on that black wing, and at this point I'm not too worried about the saturation. I want to get the placement and be sure that I count how many lines I do on each side, and then go back in with a little swipe back over the lines just for more opacity so they show up a lot better. Because my black tapers off into the inner corner so that line is thinner and it gets thicker going out, I decided to carry the stripes all the way over until I hit the pupil of the eye. That's a good guideline to stop your brush. I clean up anything that's out of place using my black eyeliner to make those lines more crisp. Remember, no blinking until everything has dried. You do not want to mess up all the hard work that you've done. I then remove the tape and check to see if I need to do any cleanup. Because I am using some water liners on this winged eyeliner, I did have a little bit of white that bled past the tape. So in order to correct this, and this is why we do the eyes first before we do the rest of the makeup, is I like to take a Q-tip and run that into a little bit of hand lotion, and then take that Q-tip and continue to carve out and clean up that winged eyeliner. For my foundation, I am mixing LA Girls Pro Mixing Pigment in white with a foundation that's already a couple shades lighter. And I am mixing it together on my plastic hand palette, which is under like 80 cents from Shop Miss A. I'm using a brand new brush I had to pick up. It's from Shop Miss A also. $1.88, guys. This brush at an angle will help with those winged eyeliners. You see, once I place it all over to the face, I'm able to go over to my brows and carve those out, and then carve up again against that winged eyeliner to even get it more crisp. I just love it. Great brush, cleans up well, very smooth. $1.88, guys. I then carry the rest of my color down into my neck, collarbone, into the chest area. For that smoky eye look, I'm taking the same color amount back and I'm running that up underneath the eye, and I'm packing that in with a dense short brush for more color. And then I'm taking a blue pencil from LA Girl. Also, you can find this on Shop Miss A, and I'm placing that color up underneath the shadow as well. Now going in with my Colourpop's Just My Luck palette in the color Mary Jane, and popping that into the inner corner of my eyes. Now this is the Colourpop Hocus Pocus Body Shimmer, and it is the color Find the Book. And I'm just using my finger to tap that in over the brow bone. Using a contour palette from Makeup Revolution, I carve out my cheekbones, and I go up under my neck, and also over into the temple and the forehead to bring back a little bit of color. And then also go in and contour the collarbone and around the neck. And of course, what would my tutorial be without a good nose contour? I like to take the color from the inner of the brow and then push that down, and I like to take care of the bulbous part of my nose and up under my lip to make it look a little bit more full. And to bring everything out, now that I contoured for the shadow, I'm using the light colors and I'm carving out the other areas, making those collarbone pop and getting that up under the cheek area. To give that a grimy, grungy look, I do go in with green from the Colourpop Just My Luck palette in the color Act Natural. I go back and forth getting the color that I want and also buffing it out with a bigger brush to take care of harsh lines. To get that mottled skin look, I'm going back in with my contour palette, and I'm placing that around the areas that I'm going to put, which now I'm going to refer to as my mold, which is to place the fur. And I push this all over the chest, the neck area, and tap that into the areas for a guideline about where to put my mold. For that moldy skin and mottled look, I go in with the Colourpop palette again in both of the green colors, Charmed and Act Natural, and I'm placing that up against the brown on the face and the chest area. This is a great way to get that mold look without having to use the next step with liquid latex. I think if you're going to do the glam look or full-on Michael Keaton Beetlejuice look, you could totally get by doing this look with only eyeshadow. I think the glam look gives you the opportunity to be as creative as you want. And to buff out harsh lines, again, I'm going in with a fluffy brush. And to add more glam, I'm using the highlighter, Hocus Pocus, Find the Book. And gosh, you know me, I want to glow, so yes, I abuse highlighter. Going in with some mascara. This is from Shop Miss A. It is the volumizing. I think volumizing mascara goes better with false lashes. And then I'm using my lengthening mascara, which I love, 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 from Shop Miss A. I did not know lashes could be this long in under $2. This is a great formula. It dries down quickly. It lasts all day. It doesn't flake. My lashes are from Ardell. This is their Aqua line. The bands are stiffer and they're more elongated, but I continue to use the glue to put these on because I had to go in and trim the inner and the outer corner. And I normally don't have to do that with Ardell lashes, no matter how big and dramatic they are. So taking into consideration that lash band and how you want to work with it in your comfort level, these, like I said, were very stiff and they had to be cut to fit. So I applied some more glue and I put that into place. I also have a tutorial for how to apply lashes, everything you need to know, which I'll also list in the description. So what is a Beetlejuice glam look without a little bit of bling bling? I wouldn't know because I added some face gems in green above the eyebrow for a little more panache. I outline my lips with a black eyeliner. And because I am overlining the lips to have more fullness, I wanted that to be in place as to not cover it up with the mold. Using clear dry liquid latex, I place that into a cup and I take a small sponge and I go over the areas of the eyeshadow, being sure that I don't cover up the eyeshadow completely, and then I begin to place my mold, tapping that in because liquid latex has sticky properties before it dries down completely. I use thin layers, tap in the mold, and then I tap some more liquid latex on top of anything that might be sticking up or that needs to be moved around a little bit more. The reason why I chose to use clear liquid latex is because you can see the color up underneath from the foundation and the eyeshadow. Plus also if you use Elmer glue or a glue stick, because you are putting that on properties that are oil based such as foundation, even if you sweat it might tend to pull away from the skin itself. So I recommend using liquid latex for this step. My gosh, I am so excited for this movie because with the trailers that have come out, I have seen the special effects department kept it colorful, whimsical, and the special effects just as cheesy as the first one, and I absolutely love it. I like that Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, and Catherine O'Hara reprise their roles in this movie. I think Jenna Ortega is a great fit for it, and I see that Willem Dafoe shows up, so I'm super excited. I also hope that another generation falls in love with this movie, and I do hear that certain movie theaters are participating in the snake sandworm popcorn buckets, and there are shrunken head drink cups, so check your local theaters to see if they're participating. I hear that it's while supplies last, and it's only going to be for the month of September. I know in the beginning of this video I said I wasn't going to wear this to the theater, but I am seriously considering redoing this look, wearing this to opening weekend just to get people's reaction. I don't know, we'll see what happens. With some more liquid latex and some mold, I carry that down into the neck area and also down into the chest. If you don't have the costume, which I picked up at Spirit Halloween, it comes with the necktie and the headband. But if you do not have that and you have the means to put this in the area and it not be covered up, I highly recommend you do that. It's just a great way to incorporate the entire look from head down into the torso. Once I finished placing my moss into the chest area, I did go through with a little bit more eyeshadow of brown and yellow to give it more dimension, but I just forgot to hit record. I'm sorry, it was one of those last minute, last look things. I got carried away because it's such a fun look to do, whether you're using eyeshadow or the mold. You can add as much as you want to make it your own. My lipstick today is an ombre look using the LA Girls liquid lipstick in the color Fierce, which is this awesome purple that mixed very well with that eyeliner on the bottom to have that transition of ombre. And then the center is the NYX liquid suede cream in the color Run the World. So here is the final look. I appreciate everyone that voted for it because I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. I knew I wanted it to be a glam look as well, but I do intend on revisiting this look, doing a full-on Michael Keaton look. So it'll be more pale skin and a lot more color around the eyes. I hope you enjoyed this one today. I really appreciate it when you take the time to hang out with me, and I will be having a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so please click that subscribe button. You do not want to miss out. And if you'd like to see sneak peeks, behind the scenes footage, or vote on my next look, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Those links are below. Be sure to tag me in your looks if you are doing this makeup. I would love to see what you guys come up with. So what good is a Beetlejuice tutorial without a couple of famous lines from the movie? I don't know, because I couldn't help myself.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe.
I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it.
So if you enjoyed this transformation and you want to see me do it again, why not hang out for this next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.